All right, we are back. It's
Yeah,
been a while. Missed like what I think about a week or
two
two or
weeks.
so.
2 weeks.
2 weeks, right? So yeah, we are back. We didn't leave. We didn't give up. Nothing. We didn't quit on you guys. We've just been busy lately. I know Matthew was on. He had a little trip to California.
Yes, indeed.
He had pretty fun there. He saw the tour of Dead and Company, Grateful Dead. That was pretty
Yep.
cool. I had just received a promotion actually in my job, so I've been pretty busy myself. I'm trying to adjust the new thing that I'm going right now. So, but everything's back to normal. Yeah, it's summertime. It's pretty hard. You know, a lot of people are going out, so just like us. So, but yeah, let's get it going. We got a lot to catch up on, really.
Yeah.
Uh, the last time we talked, we were about to head to the All-Star break for baseball. So that was pretty fun to watch. So we could talk briefly about that. So Matt, how did you feel about the All Stars? How do you feel about Home Run Derby and all that? What
I
were your
don't
thoughts?
care. I don't care, man. I don't care. I'm depressed. Congratulations, Garrett Cole. Got some good defense behind him for a change, in the All-Star game. Vlad, I can't stand Vlad Jr. anyway. Because he's a Blue Jay, so like my feelings, like congratulations, you won the home run derby. At least you probably made what's his name cry, your guy Pete Alonso cry. You probably made him cry, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, it's just it's an event. I feel like NBA does it the best, right? Their All-Star weekend is the best. Obviously, we know the NFL is the Pro Bowl is the worst. Um, but it's fun festivities. I just wish Aaron Judge was healthy to play in the All-Star game and the home run derby, and he's not.
Yeah, I mean, Home Run Derby wasn't. I felt like it wasn't as exciting as the media was hyping it up. I guess maybe the contestants that were in there. I really wished Ohtani was there. I actually thought he was gonna actually give an attempt to that. I really think Alonso was gonna win it. Really, I mean, he's already won two under his belt. It would have been nice if he saw one. If he won another one, excuse me. Because obviously I'm biased with the Mets sometimes. It would have been really good to win, but I'm actually really happy that Vlad won. I mean, he came really close against Alonso back in 2019 Home Run Derby, and he was phenomenal on that one. I mean, we all thought he was going to win that one, but I was really happy more when Alonso won. So
Of
that was a
course.
good matchup, So I mean, he followed his dad's footsteps there. You could tell he really wanted to win it, because his dad won it back in '07.
Yeah, 16
At,
years ago.
yeah, and at the Giant Stadium, which is now Oracle Park, used to be at AT&T. But yeah,
Well, I just was.
yeah, where you were
I
at,
just was this weekend
yeah, which is funny.
or
Yeah,
last weekend, I guess now.
we bring that up. Yeah, last week really. Yeah, so I remember they had showed. I remember watching the home run derby, but I don't remember him being there, like,
As a
junior.
little kid.
Yeah, and I saw a video. They showed it, like the picture and everything. It's pretty cool that he looked up to that and he got to win just like his father. So that was
Yeah.
really.
Hit
That
a
was
lot more. Hit a lot more than his dad did, though.
Yeah, yeah, really. And back then it was 10 outs at the time. Right now,
Right.
years later, it's
Now it's
pretty
just
cool.
a timer.
Yeah, which is pretty cool. I like that one as well. All
What
Star
would you
game.
prefer? Would you prefer the out system, or do you like the countdown?
Uh, I mean, I did like the outs. I mean, I was pretty old school back then. I didn't really care for the timing when it first debuted. Until Todd Frazier, debut to that, and that was
Now,
really.
like to refresh my memory and maybe the audience memory real quick. The old rules were if you didn't hit a home run, it counted as an out.
Correct. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I feel like that was a little bit more challenging than that, honestly. To hit home runs, but I don't mind the timing situation. I feel like that gets more intense, really, and you get to call timeouts and stuff like that. So it's like pretty cool. You just got to kind of like rush in the end to try to make up for those home runs and catch up to it to get on the lead. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. I
Yeah.
mean, I think that timing. I mean, either or was fine with me, but I'm pretty cool with
Now,
that.
speaking of home runs, and somebody you brought up who didn't participate in the home run derby. Shohei Ohtani is currently on the same pace, if not maybe a slightly better pace than Aaron Judge's historic 62 home run season that just occurred last year. Can Shohei keep it up? Can he hit 60?
I mean, that's a $1 million question right there, really. It's possible, really. He's this whole month. I mean, and last month as well. He has just been putting up numbers. I mean, just the most really consistent player out there right now, and most likely favored to win the MVP again for the second time.
I think there's no question. I think he's the MVP. I think
Correct.
He's got that locked up already.
Yeah, he's just like, we never seen someone like this before. A two-way player who's really decent in pitching and hitting wise. It sucks too. He's in a losing team, really, and which brings up the trade deadline, really.
Is
too.
he getting moved?
Right. And will he continue to hit home runs like that and catch up, like you said?
I know there's this nice ballpark that favors lefty hitters. That's located on 161st Avenue in the Bronx. If he wants to continue hitting home runs, there's a nice place for lefty hitters in New York.
Right. Oh man, that's
although historically he hasn't pitched well at Yankee Stadium, which
Correct.
is interesting.
Yeah. But hit well. He hits well in Yankee Stadium.
He hits well, but he hasn't pitched well.
Pitched well, right. Maybe it's not his favorite part to pitch at. Who knows? But like you said, going back to your question, 62, 63, that's really rare. But anything's possible. But if he does, you get it. But
yeah. Well, and that also kind of brings me to this next thing, and I don't know if this is getting into conspiratorial mindset, but you had Babe Ruth hit 60 and 27, right?
Right.
Doesn't happen again until Maris hits 61 and 61. That doesn't happen again until Sosa, McGuire, Bonds, they do what they were doing between 98 and what was that, 2003 or something like that, 2002. And then we don't have it happen again until last year with Aaron Judge. If Shohei hits 60, does that start bringing up questions about maybe the balls that are being used? Because, obviously we know why there was those three guys had 5 60-run home run seasons within 5 seasons when it only happened twice before them. We knew that was because of steroids.
right.
We might have 2 back-to-back 60 home run seasons. And let's be fair, before he got injured, Aaron Judge was on pace to hit 60 again. Now, correct. I'm not suggesting Aaron Judge or Shohei Ohtani are using steroids. I don't think either of them are. But is there something going on, or are these guys just so much better at hitting home runs than their peers are?
I just really think they just have better power, honestly.
Yeah.
Most of these guys, really. Ohtani was like this too when back in Japan. He was a heavy hitter there still. And that's what really attracted the MLB, really. A lot of teams were like, this guy's pretty cool. I remember the media was talking about him while he was playing in Japan before he even came to Anaheim. It's just all about, he has power. Same thing with Judge. He's a big dude. To answer your question about the baseballs, a lot of people were complaining about, baseballs being juiced, and that's why it was so many home runs back in 2019 and things like
2019 was the big season.
Yeah, that's
just look at Brett Gardner's numbers, man. Look at Brett Gardner's home runs. They just go spike and then go right back down.
Right. And Alonso broke the rookie record that season with the most home runs.
What did he hit? 54? Because I know Judge hit 52.
About
2017.
5, around that. So, it's just all about power. It's just, I guess, consistency. And that's what Ohtani is, really. He's just that guy, man. And you can't hate.
What were you going to say?
I was also going to say, too, I even got a chance to see Ohtani play during his MVP season, actually. He hit a home run too, and that's when I became a big fan, really, of him.
Yeah, I mean, and before we could talk about, the possibilities of where he ends up, if he stays in Los Angeles, if he goes elsewhere. Um, a couple things I do want to bring up though. The big comparison that the guy he gets compared to the most is Babe Ruth, right?
Right.
Um, and it's interesting because Babe Ruth only ever did one at a time, right? When he was in Boston, he was primarily a pitcher. When he was in New York for a couple of those last seasons in Boston and his first couple of seasons in New York, he did both. But for a majority of his time in New York, he was an outfielder.
Right.
So Shohei is trying to do his whole career as both, as a pitcher and a hitter, DH primarily. They even changed the rules of the game for him. So that when he comes, if he were to be taken out of the game, he could still DH. So we are really seeing a unicorn, and it's fascinating to watch. Which brings me to another guy who's fascinating to watch on this side of the country, Aaron Judge, who, again, as we mentioned, was on pace to hit 60 again. So do you think he will ever match? And now with the injury adds another layer to it, because now, he tore that ligament in his toe. But do you think Aaron Judge will ever match his 2022 season again? Can he even approach 60 again?
Despite the injuries that he had a little bit, I think he can really,
Yeah.
and in the beginning of the season, he was crushing it. He was in that form. He was proving more that, yeah, I did deserve this contract, and you got to think about this too. Ever since Aaron Judge's injury, Yankees has been off.
Yankees collapsed.
The Yankees have been off without him. You can tell, and the dude is basically like the captain of the team, really. And
He is not. He is the captain.
right, yeah, and he sets the tone for the Yankees when he's on the field with them in the lineup. And you could just tell without him, it's just like they got no answers of trying to win games. They've just been on a slump, and they have. And right now they're in last place. And who knows what the Yankees will be doing right now if Judge was on the lineup with them. And I feel like he could, when healthy, could match how he was in 2022 season, like similar.
In 2023, and just put this into perspective too with last year, because he missed a little time a little bit last year. In the games he didn't play last year, which was only 5. So he played 157 games last year in 2022. The Yankees were 3-2. Okay, so a little bit over 500. This year, he's missed 50 games this year. He's missed. In those 50 games, the Yankees are 22-28. They're a below 500 team this year without him. That's a 440 winning percentage this season without Aaron Judge. So, and that we could put a pin into that after we talk about Ohtani. That just brings me to Brian Cashman. But before we get to Brian Cashman, and I guess this actually kind of plays a role, if Cashman is willing to give up what the Angels are asking for, and who knows what the Angels are asking for Shohei. But where do you think he ends up? Where do you think Shohei ends up? Does he stay in Anaheim? Does he go elsewhere?
Yeah, I just, it's been a big question since even before the season started. There was a thing where if the Angels aren't playoff contenders from right now, where we're at right now in July, then there's going to be a thing where Ohtani's going to be shopping to leave, and be in a contender. I think that's what's going to happen. That's just my personal opinion. I just don't think Ohtani wants to stay in Anaheim. He just doesn't get any help there. Same thing with Trout too. A lot of people are kind of like low key forget about Trout. Spies with injuries and everything. It's just all about money. When you think of the Angels right now, you're thinking of Ohtani right now. But before, we used to think of Mike Trout. Mike Trout and Ohtani, when they were playing games together, they were like crushing it, literally. They would go like 3 for 4, 4 for 4, but they would still somehow lose the game still.
Well, look no further than Mike Trout was, I believe, wasn't he the captain of the USA in the World Baseball Classic? And
Yeah.
Ohtani was the captain for Japan in the World Baseball Classic. And what two teams were in the final of the World Baseball Classic?
Right.
USA and Japan. Yet they're on the same team, and they're on the same team together in Major League Baseball, and they can't win a playoff series.
Right.
And Mike Trout, he's a loyal guy, right? He wants to spend his whole career with one team. God bless him. But it's at a hindrance to his legacy. But you're right. I think Shohei is different in Mike Trout in the sense that he's not loyal to the Angels. I think he's like, I want to win. Like, I don't care what team I'm on. I want to win a championship. And we'll see what happens. We'll see where he goes. Another guy who's going to be interesting to see what happens with is Juan Soto. After the season, and particularly, if the Padres are gonna, try to lock him down for foreseeable future. You there?
Yeah, it's kind of like, can you hear me?
I'm good. We're good now. Yeah.
That was weird. Okay. But yeah, as you were saying, with Ohtani and Soto, with Ohtani, there's a lot of theories going on that he might go to LA, the Dodgers really. There's a lot saying going to the Yankees still. I know the Yankees are looking like they might try to get him. Philly's involved. A lot of teams with high payrolls, really, like the Mets. I don't think he's going to the Mets, really. I mean, it'll be great, but there'll be no point. It'll be same boat where he's at with the Angels, losing season basically. Whatever he's comfortable with and whatever he thinks is going to be a high contender for this team, for any team that he picks, I think that's where he's going to go.
Yankees, man. Hey, if he wants to go to contender, like he might find himself in Maryland. He might be going to, who knows? The Orioles might be like, hey, look at us, though. Hey, look at us this year.
Could be that one sneaky team, And Soto, I've been hearing a lot that he goes to Philly as well. So we'll see how that ends up.
Can you imagine him and Bryce Harper together?
It'd be interesting.
That would be an interesting. Bryce Harper, a guy who wanted to be a New York Yankee, who Brian Cashman didn't even call. Just saying. Saying.
Both teams play Nationals as well. So. But they did play for.
When's the trade deadline?
Oh man, usually it's by the end of this month, so I'm assuming it's July 31st.
Let me see. MLB trade deadline. August 1st. So the next day.
Yeah, usually it used to be 31st, but yeah, we'll see how it's going to be exciting. Yeah.
Both our teams are sellers, right? Yankees and are sellers.
I was just going to say that was going to be my next topic, actually. Two depressing New York teams, definitely sellers. Yeah, definitely. Not sure what's going to happen with the Mets. It's been a weird month with this team. Really, we started off pretty hot. Actually, we're 6.
Is this Bucks last year? You think?
Man, I see. I don't think. Buck's a great coach. Let me just put it out there. He has.
Just saying. He got fired.
Oops.
Teams going on to win the World Series.
Oh, I got cut off a little bit there.
I'm good. I see you're good now.
Okay, it was
but
weird.
Yeah, Yeah, but you go on about Buck in this last month of how weird it's been with you guys.
Yeah, he did get fired as a Yankee. He did get fired as an Oriole, and now they're both of those teams are doing great right now.
No, not only that, don't forget Arizona, the Diamondbacks,
Diamondbacks, yeah, and they
where
went.
he gets fired in 2000, and then obviously 2001 they ripped the heart out of New Yorkers everywhere. Um, but anyway, I
Yeah,
digress. Go ahead.
I don't know. I think if you build a good team around Buck, he's gonna know how to manage that. We don't have a great bullpen. Bullpen's horrible. Um, Sellers, of course, yeah, we're definitely sellers. I mean, it's just two New York teams. Just right now, they're just horrible. It's been really sad because it's weird because last year we were mainly we're playoff contenders, of course, and potentially World Series a matchup. And now both teams from last year to this year have been gone from great to just somehow bad. You know, um, it's very bad. I was watching them the other day, and they literally almost blew 11-4 lead. 11 to, and the game ended up. The Mets ended up winning, but it was 11-10, and I was just like, this team is just bad. It just felt like we lost that game. The bullpen is just horrific. Hitting wise, it's not bad. It's just pitching, really, to me. I'm not sure what's gonna happen from here, from the deadline, if we're gonna be sellers by the deadline, or if we're gonna be sellers by the offseason. I'm pretty sure Cohen's gonna look to have a clean slate and just not only rebuild. I just feel like he wants to make the team much better, give up a lot of guys, and just put on like a really strong arsenal. And he's always in win now mode. And he's got the money for it. So we'll see how that plays out. You could give your opinion about the Yankees. I know they're really bad right now as well. Currently in last place.
Yeah.
So let's say
First time since 1990, this late in the season, I believe they're in last place. And just something to talk about because the Mets fizzled out at the end of last season. And so did the Yankees have had a terrible, I believe it was July into August last season. The last 162 games, so the end of last season and then all of this season, the last 162 games, both the Yankees and the Mets are 84 and 78. Not that good. That's not that good when it comes to baseball. So both are only 2 games above 500 in the last 162 games. Both need to get better. In terms of the Yankees, yeah, I have no clue what they're going to do. They came into the season without a starting left fielder. As much as the fans love Cabrera, he just got optioned down to AAA again this past week. He wasn't the option to be your starting left fielder. They needed to go out, they needed to get somebody. They didn't want to re-sign Benintendi. They don't want to play, and granted he got injured, but they don't want to play Giancarlo Stanton in the outfield full term. They didn't go out to get anybody before the season. In terms of catching, they wanted, I guess they thought Trevino was gonna be Trevino of 2022. And as much as I love the guy, and I think he's a great guy, he's left a lot to be desired. Now he's injured for the rest of the year. What else? I mean, you go in, right? You you get a pitcher, you give you a known lower back problem, and I'll stop. We good? We
yeah,
good? You froze up a little bit.
yeah,
Yeah. So before this, before the season, you get a pitcher, give him 6 years, $161 million, known lower back problem. Surprise, surprise, that lower back problem continues. He's now 0-3 in his 3 starts of the year. Last season, you got Frankie Montas, who has yet to pitch this season for the Yankees, was terrible when he pitched last season for the Yankees. What what can Brian Cashman do to lose his job? Like I feel like there's nothing that Brian Cashman can do at this point that will make Hal Steinbrenner fire him. I feel like he's Yankee general manager for life. I mean, no other Yankee general manager has gone this long without winning a World Series and has stayed the Yankees general manager. And I hate to break it to you, Brian and Hal, but you're not winning the World Series again this year. Um, so something's got to change. Whether it, I mean, look, you fired the guy who brought you within one game of the World Series in 2017, who won a World Series with you as your manager. You fire that guy. You bring in a guy solely because he had a home run for you in 2003. You bring that guy in to be your manager, and he hasn't gotten as close. He has not gotten as close, and they want to praise that his first three full-term long seasons, 2018, 2019, and 2021. Obviously, 2020 was a 60-game season, but they want to point to those three seasons, how he's won 100 games in each of those seasons. Yet, that's not what the Yankees are built on. It's not about regular season success. Even with Aaron Judge's 62 home run season, great, phenomenal, go down in history as one of the greatest seasons the Yankees ever had, if not the greatest season the Yankee ever had. He got booed in the playoffs. You know why? Because he didn't produce. Yankees got swept. The Yankees got swept by the Houston Astros in the playoffs last season, and they barely made any changes. Really didn't make any changes in terms of the lineup, everyday lineup that got sent out there. And they expected to be different. And they've been worse. So as far as I'm concerned, I honestly have no expectations for this trade deadline. I have no expectations for Brian Cashman. If they go out and get an outfielder, great. I mean, congratulations. It took however many games into this season we're into to make you realize, oh, well, perhaps we need a left fielder. So, we got Josh Donaldson. We're paying Josh Donaldson over $20 million a year to be a 200 hitter. And to flip his bat when he hits pop-ups to center field. It's just been awful. Yankees are most likely going to miss the playoffs for the second time in my life, for the first time since 2008. And to put that into perspective, 2008 was Joe Girardi's first year managing. This is Aaron Boone's fifth year managing. And he's most likely going to miss the playoffs for the first time in 15 years for the Yankees. Actually, no, wait. That's a lie. My mistake. 2014, they missed the playoffs too. I retract my last statement. Jeter's last year, they missed the playoffs. But still, for the first time in 9 years, you're missing the playoffs. And you haven't gotten as close to the World Series as the last guy, who, when he was fired, was one game away. And some may say that he was cheated out of a World Series appearance. I would be one to say, I would definitely say that he was cheated out of a World Series appearance in 2017. We all know what happened with the Astros in 2017. We don't need to get into it. But yeah, that's my long diatribe about Brian Cashman and this Yankees trade deadline, whereas my expectations are very low. And I'll just see what happens.
Yeah, man. It's been a long history for these past decades with the Yankees. A lot of ALCSs, failures, honestly. With that, now they're going way back on track with that. Same thing with the Mets. 100-win season last year. Had a nice 10-game up from in first place, and then Braves just kept winning. We went on a slump this early September. we weren't looked like we were ready for the playoffs, and we didn't. We went in there as a wild card team. Very big failure not winning the division, really. Very embarrassment. Blowing a 10-game lead in the first place.
Yeah.
And it's just ever since that moment, after that playoff series, we haven't really been the same. Still don't have a good DH. Vogelback is just horrendous. Well, we brought up the rookies. They've been doing great. Felt like they do need more playing time as well to produce more, and they have been good. They're not bad. They still make those rookie mistakes here and there, but Francisco Alvarez, he has most home runs as a rookie right now. He's improved a lot from the beginning of the season till now. Same thing with Brett Beatty. He's continuing to learn the game more, and he's a pretty decent third baseman. He's made some mistakes. Hitting wise, he's great. We got Mark Vientos brought back up. Thankfully, I don't know why they brought him back down, but he looks good. He's also could be a DH too as well. But other than that, the baby Mets do look great. But for the rest of the team, there's a lot of things missing pieces. Billy Epler, our GM, looks like he is on the hot seat. He has some failures too in Anaheim as well. He had 5 losing seasons there, and he's bringing it on to New York. And what it seems like, that's just he needs to do better. If not, maybe Cohen might just get rid of him. Really, we'll see how that goes. I do think we do need a new GM. He's not really aggressive in making trades or anything. He's just picking up garbage players really for cheap. Sellers, like I said, of course, I think that's what's going to happen. I think Cohen wants to be more aggressive with getting players. He's a win now mode guy. He's always been like this since he bought the team.
He's a lifetime Met fan.
Yeah, and he's just like us. Where he's pissed off. I can tell he is, and just as pissed I am as well. And it's very an embarrassment. The Braves are laughing at us, really. So, I'm hoping to see more improvement by next season because I just know we're not a playoff team right now. So, yeah, other than that, really, I just feel like, it's hard to watch them, really, So, yeah, I can't really talk much more about them. It's just all I can say is the depressing season for both New York teams, Mets, Yankees, and that's all I have for baseball, really.
Well, speaking about the depression of New York sports, we can move over to the New York Football Giants and their failure to meet a deal with one Saquon Barkley, and him openly talking about thinking about not playing. I believe the tag is $10.1 million to play on the tag. He has not signed it as of yet. The Giants and his team were not able to reach an agreement. I believe the reported difference is $1 to $2 million, which is, if that's the case, a little ridiculous. But look, I love Saquon. He wants he wants his worth. He wants what he believes he is worth. He's obviously, the Giants are a better team with him on the field than without him on the field. There's no question about it. Especially when he's healthy. It's just the matter of the running back market. For whatever reason, it's plummeted. It's collapsed. The quarterback market is going this way, and the running back market is going this way. It's just the way the league is viewing it. And I don't think any other team is going to give him the reported amount that he's asking for, just because of that. So it's an unfortunate situation to see. I obviously hope he doesn't sit out the season. Obviously, one, obviously as a Giant fan, I want my team to have the best chances of winning, and I believe that's with him on the field. But also, like, I feel like that's going to only depreciate his value even more. I know his thinking of it is he doesn't want to play on a $10 million tag and risk getting injured and jeopardize his future. But, is he going to get, if he sits out this season, is he going to get a long-term deal worth more than $10 million a year? I don't think he's going to. So I feel like Barkley, more than anybody, which is why I don't think the Giants went down to or went up to his demands, because I feel like Barkley's in a lose-lose situation. I mean, what's Le'Veon Bell doing now, right? I mean, what's his career like? I mean, he had the stint with the Jets, and now I couldn't even tell you who he's playing for now.
I believe
So
Baltimore. Still believe
Baltimore.
Believe so. Yeah.
Well, let me look it up and let's just look at his stats after he sat that season out.
Yeah, while you look that up, here's my opinion with that. I just feel like with Barkley, I mean, I feel like the Giants need to just sign him because last season he had a great season, really,
He
and
did.
he had a good season, and I just feel with him on the field, that's how you guys won your games, and without him, I don't know what would happen last season. I mean, Daniel Jones did improve before, but with Barkley, he had a great running game, and to have a good running game, like to have a good offense, you need a good running game. And that's what Barkley did. And that's what a great running back would do. And, I just feel like, I wouldn't say he's money hungry or greedy or anything. I just feel like if you want
respect that.
Right. And if he wants a long-term deal with the Giants, he's going to have to prove a little bit more and stay healthy as well. He had some injuries. He also got injured last year, and he was limited in the playoffs. So we didn't really get to see him play that many snaps.
Well, I think a majority of of him getting injured goes to kind of what you were saying about his value. I mean, there were times last season, especially the beginning towards the middle of last season, less so towards the end, where the Giants were just pounding the ball. Like they would just hand him the ball 20 to 30 times a game and say, "You're our guy." So I think that, obviously played a role into his injury. But I agree with everything you just said. I think that, it's just an unfortunate situation because obviously the Giants know what the running back market is. They feel like they don't want to overpay Saquon, and Saquon feels like he needs to be respected. But I pulled up Le'Veon Bell, and his 5 seasons that he was with the Steelers for six years, right? But he only played with them for 5 seasons because he sat out in 2018. He ran for over 1,000 yards 3 times in his 5 seasons with Pittsburgh. Since then, he's played 2 seasons with the Jets. He played 9 games with Kansas City, 5 games with Baltimore, 3 games with Tampa Bay. Obviously, he has not had 1,000-yard season since. The last time he played a full season was in 2019 with the Jets, where he rushed for 789 yards. Since then, in 2020, he played 2 games with the Jets, 9 games with Kansas City. And in 2021, he played 5 games with Baltimore and 3 games with Tampa Bay. So that's how infamously he sat out in the 2018 season after failing to reach a contract extension with the Steelers, ended up with the Jets in 2019, and is currently not on a team as of now, which would only be his 11th season.
Right.
So it's a gamble for Saquon to sit out if he chooses to sit out the season. You can see the Giants signed James Robinson, I believe was who they signed. So
and Cole Beasley as well.
And Cole Beasley. So I feel like they are preparing for the possibility of Saquon sitting out. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens. But that's his card. That's his only card, is to sit out, and I don't want to say hope, but I guess for him, he would have to hope that the Giants are not good.
Right.
He sits out.
I don't think. I mean, he doesn't set a good tone with other teams if he wants to request a trade, and a lot of teams go look at him like, well, if you're gonna do this with this team, what are you gonna do? What's gonna happen when we sign you? Are you gonna be like this?
Yeah.
So I just feel like him as a Giant, he's a homegrown guy. I feel like he's always been comfortable with the Giants. He wants to win with the Giants. He's always been like that every season. Every time he comes back from injury, try to be 100% healthy. And he's the guy for you guys. He's the star player for you guys. And
He is.
and funny story, actually. I have a very funny story that I haven't even told you as well. So I'm at the airport.
Okay.
This was yesterday. I'm at the airport. And this person, like fully like, I don't know, it was weird. It's summertime. Everyone's wearing like summer clothes,
Yeah.
but this person was wearing a black hoodie, covered, this and black shorts. I don't know, like running shoes or whatever, just covered like this,
Right.
incognito mode. And I look at the face. He looks up. I'm like, no, this can't be this guy. And then I turn back around. We kind of made eye contact a little bit, and like for what that glance right there, I can see the person right there. I'm like, okay, I see your face now. That person was Saquon Barkley.
Saquon Barkley, really?
That was Saquon Barkley.
Did you say anything to him?
I didn't say nothing. I just I was like, I hesitated. I was like, that's Barkley. Like, what the hell? Like, it was weird because you could tell he did not want to be seen
No.
because of contract issues, of course. And he's in the Jersey area. Of course, he's gonna get bumped into
People
Giants
are gonna
fans.
recognize
Talk
him.
to
Yeah.
him. Everyone's gonna ask him questions. He doesn't want to be bothered. It was just so weird. And he was fully covered. He put his hoodie back on. Like, it was like his hood. It was like all closed up. Like, he just did not. He just wanted to get the hell out of there and go on this plane and not be seen. It was the weirdest thing. I was like, I just saw it was just weird. I just saw this guy on TV.
Yeah.
And it's just so weird. It was like the most awkward situation. It was just me and him, like, just made eye contact while everyone's around. Like, does anyone not see this? Like, it was weird. And I don't know. I feel like no one was gonna believe me, but it's just I had to spread that stuff. It was very.
You saw Saquon Barkley at the airport.
I saw Saquon, yes.
Oh man, he was probably pissed.
Yeah, he just looked very. He just had that face like, I don't want to be seen. Don't bother me, please. That's why I didn't say anything. I was like, yeah, I know what you're going through right now.
Well,
So,
yeah, and what's getting brought up, and obviously this is different front offices, but obviously the treatment of Odell Beckham Jr. on his way out.
right, yeah.
And is Saquon maybe feeling a little bit of that same thing?
Like a little deja vu,
Yeah.
That's the history of the Giants right there. It's like same thing with Plaxico Burress. Look at him and Tiki Barber. If we have issues, Giants are very
Clean cut.
they're very strict with it. Like,
Yeah.
no matter if you're a star player, if you cause trouble like that, they're gonna kick you out. And that's how Tiki
Darius Toney last year.
Tony, right? And then you got Tiki Barber.
Also, fuck Kadarius Toney.
Yeah.
Fuck Kadarius Toney, man.
Douchebag. If you guys don't know what he's done and on Twitter, look it up. Just look it up. Look it up at your own risk, really. With Tiki Barber, with his issue with Eli and Jeremy Shockey as well, and Plaxico Burress, a firearm and everything. And then you have Odell causing trouble on and off the field. It's like that, they're strict with those type of things, and they just kick you out. They don't care.
The Odell thing, which is really frustrating, is because the Giants made a contract extension with Odell.
Yeah.
They re-signed Odell. And then obviously Gettleman came out with the famous quote, "We didn't sign Odell just to trade him." And then however many weeks later, trades him to the Browns. But hey, Odell ended up winning in the end. He got his Super Bowl ring. Was going to be the MVP of that Super Bowl, if he didn't get injured. But yeah, go back to your Saquon story, man. I think a lot, that maybe, who knows, maybe it's just, I don't want to be a recognized thing, but I think a lot of it has to be just like him just be like, not want to be recognized because of a lot of the talk that's going around about his situation.
But my main question was like, where the hell are you flying to? Like, where are you going?
Where are you
that whole
going?
thing, like, are you gonna look for another team? Like,
That's what I was thinking when you were talking about that. Like, where was he going?
Like, that was my whole thing after I saw him. Like, where the hell is this guy going? Maybe he's going on vacation. Maybe he needs to keep his head out of something. I don't know. Maybe clear his mind.
Clear his mind.
Yeah. Right. So I don't know. I mean, it is the summer, so we'll see where the hell he's going. I don't know. But yeah, other than that, training camp is right around the corner too. We have Eagles have 2 more days as of right now, as of today. Training camp's going.
And real quick, how sick of you of Aaron Rodgers Jets content? I'm like, I get it. He's on the Jets.
See,
I understand it.
Yeah, that's the Jets for you. This is like the same thing with Brett Favre. It's like a little deja vu thing. History repeats itself. The same thing with Brett Favre when he became a Jet, and how the media was. Well, New York, let's just say that New York media was, but right now it's just the NFL media, New York media, everything. It's just okay. He is a Jet. I mean, yeah, on paper they look fine, but you still have to worry about the Bills, and you still got to worry about Miami. Those are
and that's only in your own division, not the wider conference of having to get through Kansas City, having to get through Joe Burrow, having to possibly get through Trevor Lawrence. So those were guys in their mid-20s, and Aaron Rodgers is 39 years old.
He didn't really have a great season last year, so we'll see how he is going to be coming up as a Jet. There's a lot of pressure going on for him. I feel like, and he's gonna be on Hard Knocks.
He's on Hard Knocks, yeah.
He even said himself that they were forced to be on Hard Knocks. I don't know. I just feel like they look good on paper, but like there was this one person, I forget who said it, and they were like saying, "Oh, if you're giving up this much hype, it's Super Bowl a bust for you."
Yeah.
And I mean, they do have a great defense. I kid you not, their defense was great last year. I think coming up this season, the defense could be great. But do they look like a playoff team that's going to have a nice run? Me personally, no. I feel they're not a Super Bowl team, maybe barely a playoff team. But, you still got to go against Kansas City. You still got the Buffalo. You still got Miami. There's some strong teams in that AFC that could really slam on the Jets and just be like, hey, all that hype for nothing. That's how I feel,
Yeah. I mean, Aaron Rodgers couldn't even get past Jimmy G and the 49ers in the playoffs. Like, right? I mean, come on. Like, he's going to has to get through some pretty tough teams. Yeah, and some of the greatest quarterbacks of this generation. And the guy who's on his way to being the greatest quarterback of all time.
Right. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is a great quarterback, and I can see why they're getting the hype from it. They finally have a good veteran quarterback. New York Jets have not been great at drafting quarterbacks or getting quarterbacks, and they're one of those teams that are struggling always to get good quarterbacks. Same thing with the Colts, same thing with the Cleveland Browns, so on and so forth. So that's why I feel like it's a big hype. He's an MVP guy, but he also struggles. People are forgetting that he struggles in the playoffs, especially conference championships. So with that being said,
I mean, what, he's 1-4 or something like that in conference championships?
Yeah. And his first in the game that he won the conference championship, he struggled that game. People forget about that against the Bears. He struggled. He threw 3 picks, and they barely won that.
What about this? The 2011-2012 season, I think it wasn't the conference championship, but it was the divisional round. They were 15-1 that year. They were 15-1, and they lost to the 9-7 New York Football Giants, led by Eli Manning. They were 15-1, and the 9-7 Giants took them out. So in the divisional round, not even the conference championship, in the divisional round.
Right. I mean, I'll give you one thing though. MetLife's gonna sell tickets for those Jets games.
Oh yeah, and that new field for both of them looks nice. Did you
Oh
see
yeah.
the field?
Hold on. Yeah.
But and for those of you who don't know, MetLife Stadium used to have the NFL logo at 50 yards. Since they changed the artificial turf, it's still turf to much players' chagrin. Players wanted natural grass. MetLife Stadium said, no, we're getting turf that's supposedly supposed to be cause less injuries. And with the new field, both teams have their own logo now at the 50-yard line.
Yeah, I feel like that's long overdue. I feel like they should have always had that. It just
I
feels.
mean, hey, if you could change the end zone every game, why not change the logo every game?
Yeah,
Every home game.
and I feel like that takes more work than the end zone.
Yeah.
Everything else. So yeah, I mean, it's gonna be cool. Aaron Rodgers is close by us, really. But we both live in Jersey, so Aaron Rodgers.
He bought a house in Montclair, right? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he's around the area, so he's a Jersey guy now. So it's kind of weird seeing that.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers a Barbie guy and an Oppenheimer guy.
I gotta say Barbie.
Yeah, I think he's a Barbie guy.
Barbie guy. Like a Ken, a little Ken.
Yeah.
I haven't really talked about the Philly too much. I'm an Eagles fan. I'm looking forward to this season. I just feel like we have gotten better in terms of depth. We lost some people, but we gained a lot of people as well, especially with this draft. A lot of people did say we did great on the draft, or some people will say we won the draft. But we look good, better on defense. We got the Georgia people, we got the Georgia kids coming in. People will call us the Georgia Eagles, Bulldogs, whatever.
Yeah. You guys just find that college.
Yeah, but they're good prospects. It's not like, they're good. They're good guys, and we got a lot of running backs now. We got 4 running backs. I don't know. I feel like for some reason, I think they don't want Jalen Hurts to run more, so we got 2 strong running backs, which
wasn't that he got injured last season. He got injured right?
Shoulder. I'm sorry, his shoulder from running too. Yeah. So I feel like next season, I don't think he's gonna run that much. We'll see how that goes. Maybe that's why we got more running backs, especially with DeAndre Swift, was pretty decent, really. And Rashad Penny, when healthy, he's rushes for 5.5 yards per carry, which is pretty cool when he's healthy. Yeah. And we got Kenneth Gainwell. I feel like people kind of sleep on him. Last year he was great. When we needed him, when he got those snaps, he would get us first downs, get screenplays, so on and so forth. And then of course the giant killer, Boston Scott. We still kept him in there. We did save a lot of money on running backs, rather than spending all the money on Miles Sanders. Receiving core is elite. I just feel like we're going to be fine with that, especially with tight end Dallas Goedert, and the O-line's going to be the same. I'm just more focused on the defense, how that's going to play out next season. Especially we lost, CJ, Gardner Johnson. So we'll see how that plays out. We did keep Darius Slay, which I'm really glad we got him. Also kept James Bradbury. I thought those 2 guys were going to leave, and I was going to be like, all right.
I'm upset about Bradbury.
Yeah. So I feel like we're still going to be that team. I feel like we're going to win the division. I have confidence in that. We still got to worry about the Cowboys. They always give us a hard time. But
there's another team in the division you have to worry about too. Just saying.
If you guys even keep your money back. But other than that,
are the Eagles the team to beat in the NFC?
Well, see, I don't like saying that because I don't want to jinx my team and everything, but we
objectively, as an analysis standpoint, do you think they're the team to beat?
On paper, yes. But there's also another team that we had played in the conference championship who also got better. I just feel like they also have a little bit of quarterback issue, which is the Niners. I feel like they gotten better on defense this offseason. So, I feel like that's a team we should also kind of.
You don't think Brock Purdy is the next Montana?
I need to see more from him. He only played like what 5-6 games or
He,
so.
he won all of them.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, but I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. That's also going to be kind of interesting this coming training camp for them. Quarterback competition with Trey Lance and him. We'll see
Yeah.
how that plays out. But I just feel like overall, Eagles gonna have a good season. Just gotta be consistent. I know Jalen Hurts is hungry for more, and we're in a win now mode. Howie Roseman wants to win, so city of Philadelphia would love to be hungry for a second title again. We
Oh
we,
yeah.
we came up short last year. I mean, it was made some silly mistakes, but we still came up, came back. It was still a high scoring game. Really, it was a great game. We just fell short. Heartbreaking loss. Really, really heartbreaking loss.
To your former head coach.
Yeah. That was also another thing. Like, damn, like Andy Reid, we fired him, and then he kicks our ass in the Super Bowl.
He took you guys to the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The one you guys lost against the Patriots.
Yeah, back in 04. Also fell short to that as well. Lost by like maybe a touchdown. I'm sorry, by like 3 points. Yeah, so the same thing
But
with this
hey, if the two Super Bowls in your lifetime you lost to the greatest quarterback of all time and the guy who is probably going to surpass him as the greatest quarterback of all time, and then you end up beating the greatest quarterback of all time to win the one you did win.
one.
Not too bad, and that's coming from an Eagles hater. So
Yeah, so we'll see. I do think we can get a good run out of it. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun season next year for us, and let's go Eagles. Let's do it.
yeah,
Speaking of football, so I don't know if you guys heard of this game that's been trending. Really, we're gonna play it as well. It's called Crossover Grid or Immaculate Grid. It's two different things. So I'll show you that right now. We're gonna play that. Hold on a second.
to end the show.
Yeah.
I hope my knowledge is as good. It's been probably a little shaky.
How do I share this? Hold up. So I'm a little old head with this thing kind of thing. Right.
Yeah, you're an old guy.
Oh, duh. All right. All right. Let me see if it's good. All right. Can you see me?
Yeah, I see it.
All right. Let me just pull it up. All right, here we go. All right, here. You see it?
Yes.
All right. So those of you who do not know how to play this or what this is really, it's been trending. It's pretty popular right now. My friend Alex and Sanil, they kind of introduced me to this, and I've been hooked for it ever since. So what this is really is basically like sports knowledge, really. So I'll give you an example. So you have to guess what athlete played for which team. So I'll give you an example here. So Baltimore Ravens on the left side, and then you have the Cowboys on top. So you have to guess which athlete that you could just think of at the top of your head has played for this team. And same thing. And then you have sometimes like the stats as well. Which player from, let's say, look, the Cowboys right here on this row here. Which Cowboy player that you could think of that scored 11 reception touchdowns in one season. Same thing with the Rams and the Cardinals. So yeah, we can try this out. I've been playing this. I'm addicted to it. I've been getting it all out right. I can show you my NBA one. So they do it for NBA, football, hockey, yeah, all those four sports. And this is what I did this morning. It took me a while to get this. This is for basketball. So it's pretty cool. So we're gonna play football. So Matt, who do you think played for the top of your head? Played for the Ravens and the Cowboys. What do you think?
Dude, can I just go with the easy one for the Cowboys, 11 plus receiving touchdowns in the single season? Can I just go with the easy one? Can we do Michael Irvin?
All right, let's try it.
Let's get the easy one out of the way first. But I figured let's just kill that one.
All right, which one do you think?
Wait, did you guess that?
No, yeah. Are you gonna guess the Cowboys one? The touchdown one.
Yeah.
All right, which one do you think?
who played with both the Cowboys and the Ravens?
Yeah, you want to try that one?
Oh God, I don't know, dude. This is like where I'm bad at stuff. Like stats, give me stats. I'm good like with players who play with multiple teams. Um, yeah, I can't think of one, man.
Okay, so I'm gonna guess actually. So Cowboys and Ravens. I'm gonna go with Des Bryant.
That is correct. Des did play with the Ravens. I forgot about that. That's right.
Right here. There we go. Des Bryant.
Yeah, I forgot that Des was on the Ravens.
But touchdowns? Because Des Bryant also did touchdowns. Hmm. Michael Irving, maybe?
I think it's Irvin.
Irving. Let's try that. Michael Irving. I mean, he was one of the top guys there. No, that's wrong.
No?
Wow.
That's interesting. Who's
Jason Witten?
yeah, Jason Witten, that's what I was thinking of.
You got to be kidding me. Huh.
He doesn't have 11 plus
See?
receiving single touch. Okay, what about this wouldn't be for Cowboys. DeAndre Hopkins, wouldn't he be for the Cardinals?
Oh, you can put, yeah, for this one. Yeah, this side right here.
Yeah. He has to have over 11 touchdowns, right? In a season. There you go.
There we
Okay.
go.
There we go. Oh man, I don't think we have enough left, right? There's one, two,
I don't
three.
know. Over. Could start all over as well. Cowboys.
Who's the Cowboy who has 11 receiving touchdowns in a single season? How is it not Michael Irvin? That's crazy.
Let me try CD. Sorry.
No?
The fuck? All right, let's skip that one.
Yeah, that's
I know for Cowboys and Dolphins, Byron Jones.
okay.
Byron Jones. Boom. There we go. Ravens. Rams. I know Deshaun Jackson played for them.
What
With Deshaun. Yeah. And let's push that over. And then we could just add it. a little cheat
all right,
code.
do the ones we did already.
Yeah, Andre. Good. You know what? Hold on. Let me put him here. He did. So it was Des Bryant. He did put 11 touchdowns.
Why did they put him? I don't know.
So Des Bryant did do 11 touchdowns. So we gotta think Cowboys and Ravens. So we'll put Byron Jones. Let's skip the Ravens and Cowboys. Anquan Bolden.
No, does you wait. So wait, one person can't be each. Like,
Yeah.
So Des can't be a Cowboy and a Ray. Okay.
Right. Anquan Bolden played for the Ravens and Cowboys. I mean Cardinals. I'm sorry. I remember him. There we go.
Didn't Eric Weddle, the safety? Didn't he play with the Rams in Baltimore?
Yes, he did. Eric. Okay.
Now we need Rams and Dolphins. That's gonna be a poll.
And Dominic and Sue.
Okay. Oh, look at you.
Dominic and Sue.
Now, can you spell that? That's the question.
Well, they have the thing here, like where they kind of like spell it for you. Cooper Kupp.
Now try. Oh no, never mind. Never mind. Or
We could put Cooper Kupp for the Rams.
yeah, that's gotta be.
He was like incredible, right there. And then
Now
Chase. Cardinals and Dolphins. Chase Edmonds, the running back. I remember from fantasy. That's how I remember fantasy football. Now the last one. Okay.
Dallas and the Ravens.
Dallas and Ravens. What the hell? Who the hell? Oh my God. Dallas and Ravens. This is the last guess, too. If we get it wrong, it's okay. We can just look it up. Who the hell? Dallas and Ravens. I'm trying to think of like all position players type.
I'm trying to think of any running backs.
Running backs? You have not Zeke, of course.
No.
Pollard, no. Mark Ingram, no. The only thing I could think of is Dez, but huh. Defensive player.
Who's the guy from the blind side? He didn't play with the Cowboys, right?
What was his name? I didn't remember his name. Mm, mm.
Who played with both of them, man?
Damn. I might have to just look this up. This is the last one too.
Where did Emmett Smith go after the Cowboys? He didn't go.
He went to the Cardinals.
Okay.
He had that shitty contract. Um, damn. Someone's got to know. Whoever's watching this.
Yeah. I don't know. Let's look it up.
It's right here. Hold on. Twitter has it. They have the answer key a little bit here. Yeah. Let's look at other people's. Dion. Somebody had Dion.
How do you? Okay. We should have got that.
Oh, Terrell. We could have put Terrell here and then. Huh.
We should have got Deion Sanders. Not gonna lie.
To be honest, I didn't even know he played for the Ravens. Really. That's interesting. All right, Dion. All right, well, we got that. But yeah, I mean, we got one that we're missing really, but
how does the scoring work? How does that work?
Scoring, so there's this thing called rarity. So rarity means like, let's say for example, look, we got Ndamukong Suh, 9.7%. That's how many people got that, which is kind of like rare. Like, oh, like, we didn't know. Like Deion said, we didn't know how he played for the Ravens kind of thing. So it's like that. Basically like all rarity stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's a pretty fun game. If you guys want to play it, just look it up online, go Crossover Grid, or you could just go to Immaculate Grid.
I definitely have to brush up on my knowledge of players who play for two
teams.
I
mean, it makes you think, really. Like, it makes you. It tests your knowledge on sports and just athletes itself. So yeah, it's a pretty fun game. But yeah, we're gonna end it here. We talked a lot.
Yeah.
Just end it right here. Yeah.
There you go.
So, we talked a lot. I know we had a little bit of a connection issue, but we managed.
Yeah. Good episode. Good talking about the trade deadline, the depression of the Yankees and the Mets that they caused the fans. Yeah, good episode, man.
Yeah, it's good to be back. We'll definitely be back again. We're gonna be more consistent with more. See what we get to talk about next week. Training camp is on the way, and we could definitely get right into that. Football's right there around the corner. We're almost headed to the preseason. The first preseason game is August 3rd. I think that's when the Hall of Fame game is happening. And yeah, we'll see where we go from there. What comes in our mind, what topics to discuss about, and let's see what's going on in the sports world. So I'm gonna just thank you guys for joining us and listening to us, and hope to guys see you soon.
See ya.
See ya.